and welcome to Washington Central Podcast. I am Saurabh Shukla here in Washington, D.C., and I'm joined by Anat Bernstein-Reich from Tel Aviv in Israel, who is also the president of Israel Asia Chamber of Commerce and a geopolitical analyst. Today, we will be talking about the situation between Israel and Iran, the conflict, and how does it impact your world? How does it impact your economy? Anat, over to you. A lot of young viewers and listeners are joining in today. They want to know, why should they be worried about this conflict and how does it impact them? How does it impact the global economy?
Everything impacts everything. I mean, we are in a flat world with domino effects, and anything that happens in the Middle East impacts Europe, impacts US, impacts rest of Asia. So we need to be aware of whatever is happening. And that's why the US, for example, is very worried whether there is a conflict in Ukraine and Russia, or Israel, or India, Pakistan. Everything is connected. We are a small world now. What happened now in Israel, we are now 20 months into the October 7th massacre. A war that initially we called it Gaza war because it started from Gaza when Hamas attacked on October 7 and killed people in their beds, in their pajamas. It escalated, of course, to a regional conflict because along with Hamas, there are other terror organizations that are sponsored by Iran eventually, whether it's the Hezbollah in the north, whether it's the Iraqi militia, whether it's the Houthis in Yemen, the Islamic Jihad in the West Bank. So all of them create a front against Israel. And although the front with Iran escalated last week, there were already attacks by Iran prior to that, whether it's in April or October 2024. But now it's a really direct conflict because Israel said enough is enough about Iran from several fronts. Whether it is the nuclear program that Iran very clearly say that they want to eliminate Israel. So when someone tells you very bluntly that he wants to eliminate you, and on the same time he is developing a nuclear bomb, you cannot sit still and wait for the bomb to fall on you. It will be a bit late. So the bomb is one thing, and the fact that Iran is sending their proxies, so far they send their proxies to hit on Israel. I mean, you know that in the October 23 and onwards, it felt like a tennis game. I mean, a missile came from Gaza, and a missile came from Hezbollah in the north, and a missile came from Yemen, and then missiles from Iran. And we were just playing rackets with our interception devices. And this is not a way for a nation to live. So we had to put a stop to this.
How is the situation now? You are in Israel, and now I know that I'm sure there is a deep insecurity. A lot of nations are evacuating their citizens. The embassies are getting shut. How is the situation there?
So let me give you an example what happened today. Actually, I'm talking to you from my safe room at home. So in each home, most of the homes, let me say, there is a safe room or a shelter in the basement. In my home, I have a safe room, and I have a metal window and a fortified concrete and a metal door, which is hermetically sealed, so there is not a blast if there is a hit to the building. And any minute there can be a siren. So I'm warning you, alerting you in advance that there might be a siren during our talk. It happened several times through the day.
No, absolutely. And I completely respect this. And thank you so much for talking to us. I know you've been living under this fear, and this war, in some ways, is also for the world. This is my next question because a lot of people across the globe are asking, why is this war? I know that this is war against terrorism, also to restrain Iran, another country which has been harboring terrorists, from acquiring nuclear weapons. And you cover the India-Israel domain as well. Like India's war against Pakistan was against terrorism. Similarly, Israel, a close ally of India, is fighting the same war. What do you have to say to that?
Totally, totally. In a sense that if we look at this, Iran and the Ayatollah regime and Khamenei as the supreme leader, as he calling himself, um, in order to unite all the Islamic world, they need an enemy. That's psychology.
Right,
And the easiest is to take Israel, a Jewish state. We have 20% Muslims in Israel, just to be clear about it, but it's a Jewish state, the only Jewish state in the world, and we are stuck in their throat in the Middle East. Because if they want to conquer the Middle East, they are doing it. They conquered with their terror organization proxy Hezbollah. So they conquered Syria and Lebanon. They conquered Iraq. They do it now with Yemen. And they want to continue. They want to reach Egypt and Saudi, of course. And we're stuck there. So that's why they found us as the problem. They call us the
mm,
Zionists, as if it's a curse. Zionist is a good thing. Zionist is a Jew that wants to reach Zion, which is Jerusalem. That's what
right,
Zionism is all about. So they found us as a scapegoat. And for the past 46 years since the Ayatollah regime came into power, they are consistently working towards eliminating us, creating
right.
weapons, sponsoring terror, developing this nuclear weapon. And we need to stop before it's too late.
What is your expectation from the world leaders, whether it's President Trump or even India's Prime Minister Modi, who has been a close friend of Israel? What is your expectation?
I have different expectations, I would say. Um, like the Chancellor of Germany said it very clearly yesterday or the day before,
Yes,
Israel is doing the dirty work for us, okay?
ab-
Because Iran will not stop in Israel. Iran will want to cross the sea and reach Europe. Look at London. Look at other cities in Europe, which are conquered by extremist Islamists. And this is what will happen later. It's not enough. So we are the David who fights Goliath in favor of the world. So we're not expecting the world to clap and applaud, but we want the world to understand what will happen next. We're expecting US to support us. Now, they definitely support us with funding, ammunition, even interception. But in order to fight the nuclear program, we need gear that is not available in Israel. We need gear that only the US has, and they need to join forces with us. 200 um, airplanes, fighter jets, were in Iran and trying to destroy nuclear facilities, but there are a few facilities which are down below, and we
yes.
need special American gear. And I think that Trump by now decided he needs to give the instruction, but I think that Trump understands that we need to join forces, and it's his interest as well. Now,
True.
as to India, you were asking about Modi.
Yeah.
I'm spending a lot of time in India, and I understand by now the Indian mindset. And the Indian mindset, and Dr. Jay Shankar is saying it very clearly, India will do what is good for India. Now, India doesn't want extreme Islamists. India is facing terror from Pakistan. Pakistan and Iran are joining forces.
Yes.
Actually, the nuclear program of Iran started with the knowledge of Pakistan, as we know. So they will work together to improve their capabilities. Iran will work it against us and the big evil, which they call the US, and Pakistan will use it against India. Now, India has good relations with Iran. They can step in and start playing a role in the region. So far, India was keeping shy, sitting on the fence saying it's not my war, let me not intervene. But India eventually need to understand that being the largest nation in the world, the largest the third largest
Democracy.
economy and the largest democracy, you have a role to play. And India saying that it's a peace-seeking country. So help us reach peace with countries that there is a trust, and there is a trust between India and Iran for all those years. So use it for a good purpose.
Well, that's a very good point that you make, and I hope a lot of decision makers are watching us today, and they will heed to your advice here because I completely echo the same sentiment that India, as one of the world's largest democracy, as a country which is fighting terrorism and has similar challenges like Israel does, should use its good offices to intercede and help the cause of the world and also Israel. Tell me, another thing. You watch the economy very closely. You also are part of the startup ecosystem, which is very vibrant in Israel. How has been the impact on that? Because I know, especially for young companies, any fragile economic situation creates a challenge for them, and also the whole oil price angle coming in. What's your sense here?
So first, the impact on Israel, because that's where I come from. We had a meeting today of all the chambers of commerce, the bilateral chambers of commerce, and apparently life goes on and businesses continue to work, whether from home or from office or in the shelter. Um, the beauty of the Zoom and the online working is that the fact that you can work everywhere. So the economy is continuing. The stock market is booming. And even today, a bomb fell around Diamond Bourse in Ramat Gan next to Tel Aviv,
Uh-huh.
and the stock exchange is still up. So it's amazing that life goes on. We continue to work. The startups continue to work, even during October 7. So we were in shock for a week or two. But then when you look at the economy is booming. So it's very surprising. You know, people in India, when they talk to me, they think that we're sitting at home and all the day in shelter. But actually, life goes on. We go to shopping. We don't do a lot of shopping, but definitely grocery. And people go to the beach. People go to coffee shop. My father today said, "Okay, I'm going to sit in the coffee shop." So life goes on, and if we were not continuing, that will be a win for Iran. We don't want them to stop our economy. That's what they want to achieve. They did stop our flights. The airport is now shut because there is a fear of missiles coming to the airport,
Mhm.
which is very, very difficult for our economy. But we find solutions. And life goes on. Of course, there will be impact later when you need your supply chain is stopped for a while, and there will be some shortage of resources. But I hope that within a week or two, our skies will open and we can go back to semi-normal.
Anat, it has been incredibly, I would say, uh, in Israel, you have been very, very resilient and in the face of what's happening. So, is this part of a drill that you are taught right when you were in school or in college?
Definitely. Definitely, in a sense that since kindergarten, there are drills of how to go to the shelter, how to behave in the shelter. We have shelter everywhere, even when you're using your Google Maps. You can press shelter and you're shown where is the closest shelter. So that's a unique feature for Israel in Google Maps or Apple Maps.
Mhm.
And then everyone is recruited to the army when he or she is 18. I'm a lieutenant by my education in the army. I
Right.
served 3 years, and most people serve 2 to 3 years. So we all undergo a training, and this supports our leadership skills. It supports our resilience, of course. And Golda Meir, which used to be the prime minister of Israel, had a very nice say. She said, we have a secret weapon, and the secret weapon that we have nowhere else to go. It's the only Jewish country in the world. We don't have a choice. So we must fight. We must make sure that we will have a vibrant economy, a vibrant country, and that's what holds us. And it's unique to Israel. I'll give you one more point. There are 150,000 Israelis out of Israel that are stuck abroad because there are no flights. They are fighting each other to be able to reach Israel. Have you seen other nation that is under missile attack, and a very terrible missile attack, where its citizens are fighting to come back? This is unique, and I haven't seen it elsewhere. So
Sure,
our
that's a
resilience.
unique point that you made, and I think, as I said earlier, this is something we support. Uh, what you are doing for the world and for your country. Uh, Stay safe. Thank you so much for talking to Washington Central Podcast, and we will be back hopefully when this war is over and the end goal is met. Thanks for being a part of this podcast.
Thank you, Saurabh, for having me.